Hi guys, AzureAce and I am back with another Dragon Ball Super episode discussion. In the last episode, episode 51, we found out that Bulma had kept Cell's time machine all this time, explaining that it was given to her by Future Trunks before he left to go back to the future. However, it would need a lot of maintenance, allowing the characters to go off and do their own things in the meantime. Trunks also found out that Mai was with him in the present in the form of Kid Mai, with the two quickly becoming close to each other through Mai's feelings that transcended time. Dr. Brief also decided to help Bulma on her mission to fix the time machine as we come to episode 52, Master and Pupil Reunion, Son Gohan and Future Trunks. We get into the episode as we see Bulma, just working on the time machine as she's been doing, and it's looking in pretty tip-top shape too. Kid Trunks and the Pilaf gang have done a real job cleaning it up. Bulma's sending Mai and Shu here and there just for different bits and pieces of the time machine, and she sends Mai off to a lab to get another part with Kid Trunks showing her the way. This episode I find it really funny because a little chunk of it is all about Kid Trunks trying to impress and flirt with Mai out of jealousy for how easily she and Future Trunks have bonded with each other, so I think that's a great part of this episode. In the lab they're searching through stuff, and obviously Kid Trunks doesn't have a clue what he's talking about, and apparently Mai does, so she must have worked with some sort of electronics in the past, and Trunks sees this large hacksaw thing and straps it to his back to look like Future Trunks, which is actually something I want to talk about real quick, because if anything I really want to see out of the Future Trunks is the bonding of Future and Kid Trunks. I think it would be very sweet and a pretty awesome thing if Trunks got so powerful that he didn't need a sword anymore to feel safe, and he could teach Kid Trunks how to wield one and eventually gift it to Kid Trunks, like passing it down a generation of sorts. I think that would be pretty awesome. But we then switch to a scene with Vegeta training in the gravity room, which is nice to see that return. And it's actually a nice little bit of character development for Vegeta, as with him hearing about what happened, Trunks telling him that Bulma died in the future, and the fact that Black's basically screwing up Future Trunks' timeline, and then proceeding to beat up Trunks so bad that he nearly goes unconscious. So he's using that as motivation for training. One thing I will point out quickly is that it isn't explicitly stated anywhere at which G-force Vegeta is using the gravity room at, so I find that kind of weird. But we cut to seeing Goku, Beerus and Whis outside, and Goku and Beerus are complaining about food and how hungry they are. However, Whis is rewatching Black and Goku's fight, only doing what I can assume to be trying to discern why he felt Black's ki was being so similar. But we then cut again to see Future Trunks lying in bed and he's having these Vietnam nightmare flashbacks with Black killing Mai and just blowing everything up, and he pulls out his sword at nothing in the heat of the moment. We then switch to the lab as Future Trunks walks in, Mai starts swooning over him, and he asks Bulma how it's looking, with her replying something along the lines of, "It'll take a while." So what I'm thinking is that this whole time machine restoration thing may take like 4, maybe 5 episodes, which is really good. I'm loving the pacing they're doing in this arc. The pacing is very good, it's not too fast, it's not too slow, and actually we do get the confirmation that the blue liquid that Bulma was creating back in episode, I want to say maybe 43 or 44 with Monaka, is in fact time machine fuel. I can't remember what video it was that I said it, but I'm positive that I called this blue liquid being time machine fuel as the Future Trunks arc got aired. So yeah, that episode is now, I guess, canon despite being in the filler Potafu arc. Bulma says that given the size of the tank, it will take about a day to get the fuel, with Trunks obviously being pretty surprised because it took him a year to get only half of that tank full. We see Piccolo and Krillin repairing the garden, and Future Trunks goes out asking how Gohan has been doing, with Piccolo pretty much immediately shooting down Trunks, saying to him not to bother bringing Gohan to the future because he has now become a scholar, giving up on his martial arts. Trunks is happy because Gohan has reached his dreams, and also tells Piccolo and Krillin that Gohan was his teacher once, referring to future Gohan, where we now finally get these reanimated scenes from History of Trunks. Future Gohan goes Super Saiyan and chops Trunks in the neck. Then we cut to see the horribly sad scene with Future Gohan lying on the ground on his back rather than his front this time, and as it happened in History of Trunks, Trunks starts crying over Gohan and he turns Super Saiyan, so History of Trunks is, I guess, canon as well now, I don't know, but Krillin and Piccolo say Gohan is at a conference and tells Trunks where to go. While he's flying, he has these flashbacks of the same place where the conference is but destroyed, but then we go to a commercial break and we come back with Trunks standing outside the conference, and initially Gohan does walk past him, but quickly realises that it's future Trunks, and Trunks is so confused because of how much Gohan has changed since he last met him during the Cell games. They're sitting eating ice cream and Trunks is just completely baffled at how much Gohan has changed, and he has flashbacks to when Gohan was destroying Cell. Gohan then invites him over to his house to meet his family, where we then go to Gohan's house and he introduces Trunks to Videl and Pan, and to Hercule, who he'd already met. We get this funny little scene where Pan sprays milk from her bottle at Trunks, then at Hercule as he scolds her, then at Gohan as he scolds her. Then she starts flying around and we see Gohan press that button on his watch. And hey, great Saiyaman, and that Trunks face is still so funny to see. But Trunks decided to stay for dinner, Videl's cooking, Gohan's doing work, and Hercule is showing Trunks and Pan videos of himself, but Videl asks Hercule to go help her with the dinner and leaves Trunks to take care of Pan, and my god, we get this hysterical scene where Pan is basically beating up Trunks. I feel so bad for the power scalers right now, because Pan was legitimately proven to be trouble for base Trunks. It's just one of those moments you have to just turn your mind off, but Gohan walks in and Pan's trying to take Trunks' sword off of him. It's so funny. One of the funniest scenes we've had in Super in my opinion. But then we cut to a scene with Trunks and Gohan outside on the swings with Pan playing in the sand like we saw in the previews, and Trunks is just mesmerised by the expression that Gohan has in his face, because let's all be honest, future Trunks knew Gohan as a cutthroat beast back in the day. To see him now must be quite overwhelming for Trunks. But then Videl calls him in for dinner and we get this really emotional scene with Trunks, and he looks at Gohan's family and he imagines this peaceful future where Black didn't show up and Bulma's making dinner and he and Mai are sitting at the dinner table and they're all laughing and smiling, and he starts crying and it's so emotional. I'm not even gonna lie, I teared up at that, man. Trunks has had the short end of the stick way too many times for me to count in this series, so I'm hoping he can get the power necessary to end Black with his own two hands. But he then snaps out of it and we cut to a little bit of time to after the meal, and he's thanking them for the meal and he flies off. Now something I want to point out is that Gohan forgot to ask Trunks why he was back. Is this sort of kinda metaphorically putting the final nail in the coffin for Gohan making any sort of impact in this arc? It's kinda hard to tell at this point. Trunks is flying and we get a small little monologue and it's pretty good. He's like, after seeing you Gohan, I know what I'm fighting for, I'll fight for a future that's peaceful or something like that. We actually finally get to see Trunks' alternate clothing that we saw when he originally got revealed for Super, where he's wearing his green jumper on as he turns up in front of the Pilaf gang, Vegeta, Bulma, Kid Trunks, Piccolo and Krillin, where he asks where Goku is, and Krillin asks that they are off to Universe 10, and we cut to see Whis, Goku and Beerus travelling between universes like how we saw Vados and Champa doing at the start of the Champa arc. And the final thing we see this lush green planet. We see a green Kaioshin pushing a cart of what looks like pottery or something like that. And that's right everyone, the camera pans up to show Zamasu, the apprentice Kaioshin of Universe 10, as the episode ends there. My overall thoughts for this episode: I'm going to skip my talk about animation, music and things of that nature just to talk about the overall feeling and theme behind the episode, because I feel like that is the most important part to take away from today's episode. So with that being said, I utterly love this episode. I've said before, I've been waiting for a Gohan Trunks episode ever since the arc was announced, and honestly, this episode was satisfying enough to quench that thirst for that. The interactions between Trunks and Gohan were masterfully performed. You could really sense throughout the episode that Trunks was growing accustomed to the changes in Gohan from being this ruthless cutthroat Gohan he knew in the Cell Saga to this family man, this really happy, calm father. I think that this episode, if it were to have an overall theme, it would be acceptance. At the beginning of the episode, Trunks didn't want to believe that Gohan had changed in the way that he did, and I would argue to an extent didn't want to believe that Gohan had changed the way at all. But as we got into the episode and Trunks saw how happy Gohan and his family were and how much his achievements meant to him, he was happy for him. I'm sure we all want Gohan to go back to being this amazing fighter, this strong badass that we knew, but a lot of people forget. Gohan fans especially, and I'm not throwing shade at you guys because I'm a big fan of Gohan myself, but we all must remember Gohan's not a fighter. If he fought, it wasn't out of his own will, and if he didn't have to fight, he wouldn't. He would only do it if it was out of necessity or to protect those who he cherished, like against Frieza, like against Cell, against Raditz, against Boo, all of those people. Gohan is fulfilling his dreams. He's a family man. He's done everything that he's wanted to do, and I think that now we just have to accept that, guys. He's a family man. He's gonna stay like this. He is happy and we should be happy for him. And I can't forget that this episode actually gave a good little tiny bit of development to Trunks as a character. He looked like he too would like a family like Gohan has, but he obviously can't anymore, or rather that's what he thinks, because he doesn't know that Mai is actually still alive at this moment. But overall, Trunks' development aside, I personally feel that the time will come where Gohan will stand up to the plate and show us what he has got. I know it has been contradicted in the past with Gohan saying he'd train after Resurrection F, as well as training with Piccolo for the Champa arc, with neither coming to fruition. But it's all about patience. If the time beckons for him, then he will have a spotlight. He has always had it, but now is just not the time. But now, with the overall judgments out of the way, it's time to get into the previews as we come to episode 53 entitled Reveal Black's True Identity, now to the Kaioshin realm of Universe 10. So first off, we see not one, but two Kaioshins here. We see Zamasu, as well as an older looking one. Maybe he's some sort of Elder Kai to this universe, like we have the Elder Kai in Universe 7. I'd make an educated guess that he is Zamasu's teacher or his mentor or something like that. Something I want to point out, and massive props to Geekdom 101 for this find, link to his channel in the description below, go check him out. But he noticed that when Goku asked Beerus who Zamasu is, he doesn't say Zamasu, he says Zamas, leaving the U silent, meaning that in the dub, he'll likely be called Zamas instead of Zamasu. He also says that Zamasu is a gifted fighter in terms of the Kaioshin side of things, because I mean the Supreme Kai we know in Universe 7 is a complete bitch when it comes to fighting, and it actually looks like Zamasu is going toe to toe and for the most part being very equal against Super Saiyan 2 Goku, which is very interesting since Black did the exact same. We also see this small box with Beerus, Whis and the new yellow Kaioshin mentor, which I'll get into in a moment. We get to see Zamasu doing this nice block, and it looks like he's about to go in for the neck chop to knock out Goku as well, so it'll be awesome to see this fight unfold. And then we see what's in the box. We see 5 time rings, 4 green ones and a silver one, the silver one being the exact same time ring as Black has. So now that begs the question, if these time rings are only to be used by the Kaioshin, and Universe 10 is the realm of the Kaioshin, then where did Black get his time ring? This will be an interesting episode. I'm sure we're going to get a bit more lore and backstory behind the time ring and its origin, and this Goku vs Zamasu fight is going to be pretty damn good too. Before I end off this video, Super is taking a break on the 24th, so there will be no episode next week. Super will be returning on the 31st, so I will try and line up something in place of what would be my episode 53 discussion next Monday. But nevertheless, I've been AzureAce. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like, pop a little comment in the comment section below, share this amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today, and stay awesome guys. Thank you.